I just wanted to do a quick video on shed hunting. Maybe give some pointers here if you're new to shed hunting or not been doing it real long, or maybe you're just having trouble locating sheds. I have a few things here I think maybe can help you out. All these sheds you see here, other than this one in the middle, I have found all these this year. Seth picked this one up just one of the last few days of bow season there when we was out bow hunting. He picked this one up, but the rest of these, except for the one behind me, but the rest of these I have found this year shed hunting. But just wanted to take a few minutes here and cover a few things that I think can really help you. The first thing I want to mention is just covering a big area. I mean, not just, right where you hunt, maybe a few hundred yards around where you hunt. I mean, I think you really gotta span out pretty good to cover a big area. The bigger area you cover, obviously, the more chance you got of finding sheds. I mean, I've heard some guys say they go 8, 10, 12 miles a day. I don't usually do that, but usually about 3 to 6 miles is usually what I'll do on a shed hunt. But like I said, some people will go more. So just however far you're willing or able to go, or the time you have to put into it. But the more ground, bigger area, I mean that can obviously lead you to more sheds. So that's one thing. The next thing is what I like to do is when I'm shed hunting. I'll just go into an area and, especially if I'm not real familiar with the area, or say I'm hunting the area and I may not be real familiar with the surrounding area, I just like to stay on the deer sign. I mean, try to find those heavy use trails, droppings, old buck sign, to just follow the sign. And, that'll lead you to sheds a lot of times too. Just stay on the sign and you can find them a lot that way. Like getting into the thick areas. Actually, one of these sheds here, this one here, I believe it was, I found this one in some really thick stuff. But the sign was there. There was a really good used deer trail through there. I mean, I'm not just going to jump into a thicket if the sign ain't there. So if the deer's going into it, I will too. And a lot of times, it'll pay off. But follow the sign. That'll help you find more sheds. And another thing, which I think I've kind of messed up on in years past, is maybe spending too much time like on old logging roads. That personally, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I've found sheds in roads, but none of these this year has come out of a road. And I think sometimes that can hurt you some, spending too much time in them logging roads. I mean, sure, you can find them there occasionally, but personally, I do better, just on the side of a hill or up on the ridge, just whatever. But I don't overdo the logging roads. I mean, I do like to hit them some, but don't spend too much time. And that's why I had this one laying here. This is an older shed. I found this back in the spring of 18, and this is the biggest shed I've ever found. But actually, this was right in the middle of one of them old roads I'm talking about. So I mean, you can't overlook them. I'm not saying that, but I don't spend a ton of time on them. Like I said, all these sheds, none of these has come off old road, so I don't spend a ton of time on it. But next thing, I think when you're actually looking for a shed, I think sometimes you can kind of look too hard. You're just looking real hard and maybe going too slow, slowing yourself down. I mean, yeah, sometimes they can be hidden, especially on some of these like older ones that I found this year. Here's an older one here. A lot of these older ones that's from years past, a lot of times they are, they're buried up with leaves. You may just be able to see tines sticking up or whatever. So, I mean, you do have to kind of really pay attention for that. But, I mean, usually on the newer stuff, like this set here, both of these were, they were just laying there, easy to spot. You didn't have to be, totally looking real hard. So I think sometimes that can hurt if you're, going maybe too slow and just looking too hard. And of course, though, you can't just go running through the woods and overlook stuff. So I mean, it's kind of weird there. But you want to look, but you don't want to overdo it. at the same time. You know, it's just gonna slow you down, and maybe you won't be able to cover the ground and stuff. So that's another thing. But I just wanted to share a couple of those things. I know, as you can see, it's helped me this year, and I've picked up a few here. But not only that, another thing, you know, when you're shed hunting like that, especially, you know, shed hunting around your area where you hunt, and you span out pretty good, it teaches you a lot about the area where, you know, where you're actually hunting, not just, you know, right there where you're at, but, you know, quarter mile, half mile, mile away, whatever. It'll teach you a lot of how deer, you know, what they're doing, where they're going, where they're feeding. And actually, I feel like it's really helped me this year in this particular area I've been hunting. And as a matter of fact, I've found a spot on up the hill from where I'm at, a few hundred yards. I'm actually going to move to for this year coming. So it'll show you a lot. It'll help you a lot. And you know, it's good just to get out there in the off season. But I think if you concentrate on those things we've covered there, it'll, especially if you're just having trouble finding them, it'll really help you, and help you pick up a few more. So I just wanted to share that. I appreciate you watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us here, and we'll see you next time.